Welcome to our video on funds versus accounts. Icon CMO has donation funds, accounting funds, and accounts, and it's extremely important to understand the difference between these. A donation is defined as a gift or payment to a fund. This is the money that members of your congregation donate throughout the year. Members specify if the money is designated to a particular cause, such as youth group, building renovations, etc. These causes are your donation funds, and they are created under donations, funds, and donations. The fund that you choose when entering donations is what will show on your member's donation statement for tax purposes. Donation funds are not a part of the accounting module and will not show up in the general ledger or on accounting reports. Money recorded in the donations module is only a record of what your members have donated. Money from other sources, such as grants, fees, fundraisers, or rentals, should be entered on the accounting side of the system, either by a journal entry or bank deposit. Any reports needed for pledging or donations can be run by going to Donations, Reports. Next up, we have accounting funds. Nonprofits and government agencies use fund accounting to emphasize accountability over profitability. Accountability is extremely important to nonprofits because members donate for specific reasons, and the church needs to be able to accurately show reports of how that money was earned and spent. Think of accounting funds as pots of money within your organization. As members make donations to specific causes through your donation funds, this money is allocated to the appropriate accounting fund, determining which accounting fund has permission to spend the money that is deposited into your asset account. A good example of this is memorials. In donations, you may want to create a separate memorial fund for each person who passes. This will ensure that on your donors' statements, they would see the specific memorial fund that they donated to. However, in your accounting system, you do not want to have multiple different memorial funds. You would have one memorial fund in accounting, and all of your different donation memorial funds would funnel into that one accounting memorial fund. To determine how many funds your church needs, ask yourself, do I need to know how much money was earned, spent, and remains for a specific purpose? If the answer is yes, you will want to create an accounting fund. You are able to pull reports by fund so you can see exactly how much income was received, how much was spent, and what is left in that particular pot of money. To create a new accounting fund, go to General Ledger, Funds, and select Fund Maintenance. The drop-down menu will default to Add a New Fund, so you can simply type the name of the new fund into the fund name field. Determine if the fund is restricted or unrestricted and click Save. Last, we have accounts. There are 4 main account types: assets, liabilities, revenues, and expenses. These account types make up your chart of accounts. Asset accounts hold the money. These are your bank accounts, investment accounts, cash, equipment, and property. Liability accounts show debt owed. These are your loans, mortgages, credit cards, and payroll taxes. Revenue and expense accounts are the line items in your checkbook register. They are the description or story of how your money was earned and spent. Revenue accounts show how money was earned, and expense accounts show how your money was spent. At the end of the year, you can pull a revenue and expense report to create your budget. At the beginning of the year, your revenue and expense accounts start at 0, so you know how much was earned and spent in any given year. All of the accounts within the chart of accounts are utilized by the accounting funds. It's best to keep these generic. An example of this would be, instead of having an account called Office Supplies Youth and Office Supplies General, you would only have one account called Office Supplies that both your Youth Fund and General Fund can use. Common mistakes that we see in the chart of accounts would be naming accounts as funds. Account names should not have the word fund in them. Funds and accounts are different. Having the word fund in an account name makes using the system confusing because it's harder to differentiate a fund from an account. Another mistake is having sub-accounts on checking accounts. This is what your accounting funds are for. Your checking accounts should not have sub-accounts. It is really important in accounting to duplicate exactly what happens in real life. If there is one checkbook in real life, you should have one checkbook in Icon CMO. The accounting funds are your buckets within one checkbook, so you don't have to have sub-accounts. To create a new account, go to General Ledger, GL, Chart of Accounts. Click Add New Account and select the type of account you want to create. If it's a sub-account, select Sub-account, enter the name, and click Save. There is a detailed video on the Chart of Accounts under the Help button on this window. Previously, we established that donation funds only track your members' donations, and the accounting funds utilize the Chart of Accounts to produce your financial audit trail. Now let's review how the two sides of the system communicate. You can set up your donations module to link to accounting. This allows you to create journal entries in accounting from your donation batches. Go to Donations, Funds and Donations. Your donation funds are listed at the top of the window. To link the donation funds to accounting, you need to fill in the information for each of these donation funds. Select an accounting fund, a checking account, and a revenue or liability account that those donations should funnel into. If you don't see those columns, you can add them to your view by clicking on the three dots on the right side. When you have those fields completed and you create a donation batch, you would click Send to Accounting. This will create a journal entry in the accounting module based on the funds and accounts you've selected above. If you do not see the accounting action and accounting entry columns, you can add them by clicking on the three dots. Thanks for watching.